Okay, so I am here with my deck tech of my puresteel paladin deck. Um, so I'll just get started with 4 puresteel paladins. Of course, the reason I made this deck was because you get to draw the cards, and the swords are really nice to have. Then the one single edge champion. Um, the reason I only have one right now is because um, I want to exchange it with the blade splicer, but it's really good to throw down, put a sword on it, and then the sword, it doesn't matter if it doesn't have protection or not, because now he gives himself protection from everything, so it hits the opponent every time, so it's pretty nice. Then I have the single Phyrexian Revoker. It's mostly for infect decks with Phyrexian Crusader. It's also another artifact I can throw down there. Then I have 4 Volt Scourges. The reason I have 4 Volt Scourges is because it's a flyer with lifelink and I can play it turn 1. It's just another 1-drop in the deck. That's an artifact. I have a single Shrine of Burning Rage. The reason I have Shrine of Burning Rage in here instead of a Mox Opal is because I personally like the Shrine of Loyal Legions. I'm sorry about that. It's because when you play it, there's just a combo in this deck that's just very lethal with it, so I'll get more to it whenever I get to the other card. 2 Signal Pests, because with Shrine of Loyal Legions or with any card in the deck, it bumps it up. You can put one of the swords I'll get to later onto it, and it just really helps. Next, I have 1 Blade Splicer. I want more, but it's I don't want too much thought, or I'm thinking about having 2, but that's the most I'd go on Blade Splicer. 2 Dispatches, just great removal. I don't like O-Ring in this deck because it's cost 3. The only There's only 2 cards in this deck that I want costing 3, so. Then I have 4 Flare Husk. It's just a 1-drop, opening turn artifact. Helps me get to that Metalcraft for Puresteel Paladin. 4 Midnights. The reason is because this is a 0-drop. Yeah, artifact Metalcraft. Then I have 2 Glinthawks. It's a flyer. Whenever you play an artifact, or you can tap, animate it. Um, it's a pretty nice creature. It doesn't die today. It doesn't die to Black Sun if it's during the opponent's turn. It's really hard to kill. It's a really nice creature. Then I have 4 Glinthawks. If anything, the reason I like this card is because late game, if you can pull out two Puresteel Paladins, it's a draw 2 card, or it's a draw 1 card. And, I mean, yeah. Okay, this is the reason I like Shrine of Loyal Legions. Because if you get Shrine of Loyal Legions out, and it stays out long enough, and you have a Puresteel Paladin out, then you can Mortar Pod for the win. And it's really fun to do that, and I've done it before. And it's just a really fun way to win with Mortar Pod for the win with Shrine of Loyal Legions. And it's a good equipment that you can just equip to your creature and ping for 1, or equip to give it extra +0/+1 for health. So your Puresteel Paladin can't be shocked. Then my last card is 4 Swords. So last week I played with 3 swords and a Sword of Feast and Famine, and that wasn't upon my choice. I could only get 3 Swords of War and Peace, and I won 4 swords in there, and I had a Sword of Feast and Famine laying around. I personally don't like the Sword of Feast and Famine. The only reason, it's just horrible in this deck. Sword of Feast and Famine, you really don't need mana unless you have 4 of them on the field, and you just are currently drawing cards with Puresteel Paladin. But the reason Sword of War and Peace in here is good is because, I mean, 3rd turn you can play it. You usually will have Metalcraft by that point, and it automatically goes onto a card. It's hitting them for a lot of damage. You're gaining a lot of life. It's just really good. Now I'll get down to the lands. I have 22 basic lands, and they're all plains. I'm thinking about taking out 4 of these plains and putting in my playset of isolated chapels because of the midnights, but I don't know. If any of you guys have tips on how to make my deck better, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm also thinking about if you want to test some certain things out, I would maybe go the certain route of putting Hero of Bladehold in there instead of a Blade Splicer, and a Hero of Bladehold instead of the Signal Pest. But I kind of like having the the Blade Splicer more, is because third turn, if you have a sword in your hand and you play the Blade Splicer, it could give you that last artifact you need for the next turn whenever you play whatever you want to. And it's just a really nice card to have open hand. And playing with this deck personally, I've had Hero Bladehold in hand, and when I drew it, I only had 3 mana at the time. I completely would rather have had the Blade Splicer at that time, and it's just that one extra turn can make a huge difference, because whenever you play Hero Bladehold, it could be Date of Judgment. So, thanks for watching the video.